Hey y'all, it's Lucy, and it's been a long time. I know I keep getting messages which are like, hey, how's it going? Haven't heard from you in a while. What's up with the cancer? Do you have a voice? And I get it because we were like posting all the time and then it just went and like there was nothing that was being put out for the longest time, unless you're on Instagram. And then if you're on Instagram, then you know quite a bit because it's so easy to post there versus YouTube. I just don't have the time to edit and it becomes this whole thing and then I just don't want to do it. So I'm not going to edit this, and this is like my very quick update of, hey, how's life? Number one, I think the last update I did, which was, hey, I have a voice. I may or may not be wrong on that. Still have a voice. I will circle back to that. And the second to last update, which is, hey, so we're building a house and there's that. We're in the house. This is the house. The house is messy and there's a sleeping toddler right above my thumb. Let's see if I can like refocus here. Look, you can see Oakland, who's currently napping, and your typical dirty kitchen. And then, hey, back to me. So yes, we closed on our home. Our home is done being built. We desperately need to paint because y'all know the paint that these homes come with is just not big family friendly. And we've got, our trash can has made like a black mark from the kids slamming their foot on the pedals and then the lid popping up and hitting the wall. And these walls are not cleaning friendly. You cannot wipe the scuff marks off. And matter of fact, right there where those chairs are, where the kids, because we frequently sit there, we have a temporary picnic table that is over here while our custom table is still being built. It's too hot. So I told my dad's the one who's building it. I met him down there, bought all the supplies and everything. And I was like, look, like you're building this out of your shop. It's too hot. Don't kill yourself in the process. Today it's 105 degrees. It was 112 degrees there for a bit, if not even hotter. So it's like, we have something we can make do with. Just chill and get it done when you get it done. We're not in a big hurry. But in the meantime, I try to have the kids sit right there. And when they do, their feet are all over and it's just gross. It's just like a whole dirty foot area is what it is. We need to paint. I've got kids on the other side because I'm like turning to face a window and they're like, hey, and they're playing on the trampoline. We've been busy, y'all, just between the moving. Like right now, all my kids, they have mattresses on the floor. They don't even have beds yet. We're going one room at a time. And right now we're working on Oakland, Jameson, and Sutton's bedroom, which is realistically just Jameson's bedroom because the other boys don't sleep by themselves unless it's like this right here where he will sleep in an open area where everyone is at, but he's not gonna go to sleep by himself and neither is the baby. I thought I just heard the baby, but oh, nope, he's climbing. He's climbing outside. And I will get back to that update too, probably in another video. So this is an in general life update. Payson's waving hi and so is Emerson. As for medical stuff, I am now, let's see, I had my surgery January the 19th. So it's been March, April, May, June, July. It's been 5.5 months. And you can see right here, like, let me try to refocus. This is the scar now. Oh, it just keeps refocusing. Sorry, you can see my face is all kinds of broke out, which I will get back to that too, if I remember. So this is it. It's sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but it's there. You can still see the scar. It's gotten tremendously better over the months. I do religiously put on my sunscreen that I got from a dermatologist. And I think the hole where the JP bag was is worse than the actual thyroidectomy scar. I feel like this part is more noticeable than this. This is larger, so it's more noticeable on that aspect. But like the severity of a scar, the JP bag is worse. I also learned through all of y'all that most other countries don't do JP bags. The body just absorbs the blood. I was told because I know a lot of y'all asked, so therefore I asked because then I became curious. My surgeon does JP bags routinely, but for me specifically, he said like there just shouldn't have been another option because I do have blood clotting issues, and that blood would have just basically poiled on my vocal cord and it just could have crushed it. Like the weight of it just could have crushed it. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. It's what I was told and I'm relaying it. That's all I know. What's done is done. Can't go back and undo it. So yeah. So here's the scar aspect. I just saw my speech pathologist. Again, I think I've seen her twice since my last update with y'all. The April-ish, if that was the last update. Not this last one, but the one before, I was at a 50% vocal cord paralysis. And when I just saw her a few days ago, last week, I am now at a 30% vocal cord paralysis. So it's doing better. I feel like by this point, it should be doing a lot better than what it is, but I have a voice, and to me, I sound like me. If I try to sing, my voice cuts out. I can't sing, which is fine. I think I've said it to y'all a billion times over. I can't sing to begin with. I sound like a dying animal. But you know, when you're like by yourself and the kids are playing, and my new neighbors behind us are so close to our backyard, like our fence, it's scary. Welcome to the new build neighborhoods. Anyways, I just, when you're by yourself, you want to sing, and you don't have to impress anybody. Nobody's judging you. Not that my kids give a rat's behind, and they'll rag on me and I'll rag on them back, but I can't. I have no voice. It just it cracks like a pubescent boy. If I use my voice a lot, by the end of the day, it gets kind of raspy. I still choke on water, but nowhere near as bad as what it was. It's only like, I would say it's rare now at this point that it happens. I'm 100% fine with food. We're all good there. I have not seen my neurologist again. He wants me to do my MRI, and honestly, I've been avoiding it. I know that I'm gonna get a lot of, crap from y'all. There's some of y'all that just love to talk crap. Hi, Jace. And, sometimes it's valid, sometimes it's not, but I'm not going to sit here and lie just because I don't want somebody to like be a butthole. You know what I mean? So I haven't done it, and it's been intentional. At first it was not intentional. At first it was just, I'm busy. We have a lot going on with the house and doctor's appointments and taking care of Sutton. There was a lot that we had to do with him turning 1. There was a lot going on in our lives, but now I could have it done, and I just have chosen to not. And that's the reality of my life and the decisions that I have made. The reason for that, I do feel like is justified. I'm not in a mental place with all the stress that is going on in my life where I could be like, oh, okay, I can handle bad news. I don't know that it's going to be bad news. It may be wonderful news. I have no idea. But the risk of there being bad news exists, and I can't emotionally handle that right now. And it seems irrelevant when you can't do anything about it. And that's the justifiable part for me. I have to be a minimum of 4 months postpartum, or not postpartum, my goodness, I need sleep, post breastfeeding before I can do RAI. If I choose to do the RAI, I still have not, it's the radioactive treatment is what that is. And I'm not 4 months, I'm not 4 months past the last time that I breastfed. So why do, my phone's getting heavy, why do the MRI and get bad news if you're just stuck not being able to actively do anything about it? It just seems kind of counterproductive with mental health. So I chose to not, because stress makes cancer worse. So why do it? So I haven't done it. And that's one. So therefore, I have not seen my neurologist again. I do feel like the short-term memory is getting worse. So whatever is going on, it's getting worse. It's not getting better. Kason just walked in the door. So there's that. I'm forgetting like my kids' names. I said earlier something about, oh, the guys out front, there's some construction dudes that are like working on grass or something. I was like, they better not mess up my carpet. I was trying to say grass. I forget words all the time. Things like that and short-term memory are like the big struggles right now. And it's progressively getting worse. So I'm not ready to like face all of that stuff. And there's nothing I can do about it right now anyway. So I haven't done that test. My other appointments have been going great. Everything else it's good. My blood pressure is still low. Post-surgery, they said that like when I started complaining to my endocrinologist about like my hair falling out and thinning, he was like, oh, it's just post-surgery. And a lot of y'all said that too. So like, okay, cool. It sucks. It is what it is. I'm postpartum. I've got stress. I had just had surgery, the anesthesia. I'm hearing this from everybody. So obviously there's some truth to it, whether I want to hear it or not, or want to believe it or like it. There's truth to it, right? Well, in the last month and a half alone, this top portion, you know, like where guys typically bald first, like right here on the corners and then the top and just like this whole like circular pattern or oval pattern, I'm thinning. And I have not been ready to talk about that or share that with anybody else because it's embarrassing. It sucks. It's not fun. And nobody just wants to be like, oh, hey, like I'm balding. My hair has always been like one of my own personal prized possessions, my voice cracking. I have not colored it in the longest time because I'm broke. House, surgery, medical, yeah. So I haven't colored it. This is apparently now my natural hair color. It's gotten darker as I've gotten older. I've got lots of like white, gray, wiry hair that is very wavy that is coming in. And they're all about this long in length. So you'll find them all across the tops of my head, right around there. And, but yeah, it's thinning. My part has widened tremendously. Right here, it is exceptionally bad. I haven't washed my hair. I haven't even washed my face. So I don't feel like I really need to like point it out to y'all. I feel like y'all can see it. But from what I can tell right now, it does not look nearly as bad as it actually does in person. So, I don't feel like this camera is really doing it justice right now. It's bad. The kids will say like, oh, you know, like it's not as bad as you think it is or whatever, but it's bad. No, I cannot part my hair another direction because my hair is thinned. If I part it, it's the same thing no matter where you part it. Thin hair is thin hair. So that sucks. So that's what's going on there. My doctor thinks that it's like stress. So she prescribed me, it's actually a blood pressure medication that has a side effect of like some serious hair growth, but it's to like lower your blood pressure. And my blood pressure is already low. It's been low my whole life. I struggle just being pregnant. I struggle breastfeeding. I struggle with doing anything because my blood pressure goes, If I'm showering, my blood pressure plummets. If I'm doing my hair and I keep my arms above my head for a long time, my blood pressure plummets. And I've had a fair amount of issues with it here recently, so I haven't taken that med. My husband works 24/7, it feels like, because his job changed a bit. And after my surgery, which ended up, at first I thought, oh my gosh, like this is horrible timing. We're buying a house. Now we're not gonna be able to get our house because our income, and he had to go through training. And it was just this really long, it was a mess. It was a big mess. And so much stress and uncertainty came from that. And I want to say it was like right after I told y'all, oh, we're getting a house. And then so it was a big thing, but it ended up being a big blessing in disguise. He's making more money, but he's also working substantially more as well. So he's gone all the time. And I will take that med when he has a day off, because there's a good likelihood, even though the dosage is only 25, that I still will likely run into some blood pressure issues. She said that it needs to be at like a minimum of 50 and realistically at about 100 dosage to be able to get that side effect of the hair growth. So 25 is not going to do much, but I am uncomfortable taking 25 on my own with the kids and no family here. I'm just not comfortable with that. None of us are comfortable with that. So we're waiting until he has a day off to be able to do that. So it's just kind of been sitting here for a little bit. I'll get there when I get there. My face, ever since surgery, my thyroid is off. I've got oily skin. My face is breaking. I've never had great skin. Anybody who knows me knows that. But like my face, like it's breaking out. It's rough, but again, it is what it is. We did recently redo my blood test. My B12 is through the roof. Nobody has said anything about it. I went back through all my blood testing for because I've seen the doctors a billion times for the last year or two. And it's always been that way. And I'm like, wait a second, why is it so high and nobody has said anything? So I sent a message through my portal with my doctor and I haven't gotten a reply back on that yet. I say sky high. I'm sure it could be way worse, but it is definitely outside the normal limits. It's somewhere like around 12 to like 1600. For anybody who that helps, may have some, answers for me. I am not on any supplements. I'm not even on a prenatal because I'm not breastfeeding. I'm not pregnant. I'm not even taking the risk. Hopefully if I remember, I will get back to that. But I'm not on anything. So I don't feel like my diet is high in anything with B12, but it's high. So my skin's breaking out, my hair is falling out, my thyroid, my endocrinologist wanted to keep it a little bit high to help keep the cancer at a slower growth since I can't do anything about it right now. So we are retesting it to try to find that sweet spot to where it's not really hyper, but it's like barely hyper. So I don't run into all the side effects, but yeah, we keep the cancer slow growing. And I've been at a dosage of 0.1 Synthroid since surgery, and my weight is just going up and down and up and down, and it's yo-yo. More often than not, it is up, and then for whatever reason, it just plummets and drops. And then, uh-oh, you got him, baby? Yeah. And then it goes right back up. So like my normal weight is 115. I'm sitting at 127 right now. It's a substantial difference on my 5'4" body frame. It's a big difference. And my clothes feel it. I feel it. I feel sluggish. Speaking of sluggish, the constipation, the insomnia, I broke my finger. So I'm just outside of my routine as a whole. Normally I would get up at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'd go do my workout, which I can't because my garage is packed full of stuff for moving that we still haven't. It's a lot. So I can't work out. And then I would make breakfast and wake up the kids, and then then they would have breakfast, and I just have like this routine, and being outside that routine has affected my physical and my mental state. So anyways, my PCP decided to up it. She's walking by going, has decided to up it from 0.1 to 0.112. So I think that's 12%, right? So it's going up a little bit, not too much. Hopefully it will help with everything else. I said a quick video. This is already 18 minutes. Oof. Yeah, that's the gist of everything that's going on medically. I am seeing my geneticist, and I actually see them again soon if I didn't miss that appointment. I know I had a Zoom recently, and yeah, I think I missed that appointment. I think that was last week. I completely forgot about it until this video. Whoops. Yeah, there's a lot of appointments. Jameson just had surgery. He has failed all of his hearing tests essentially since his newborn. His newborn one was completely fine. But his hearing has just been crap. So they decided to go ahead and give him tubes, see if that helps anything. He does not have fluid. He doesn't have ear infections. He doesn't have any of those issues that Kaysen had. So we'll see. And the next is adenoids and tonsils. He has sleep apnea. They wouldn't do it all at once. I don't know. That's a whole other issue. But yeah, so I broke my finger. I had an x-ray of my foot today from the same day that this happened. And it's a spiral break. It's from like, this point up. If you've been on my Instagram, you can, there's videos and pictures of it. And yeah, turns out when we get old, we get more fragile. Who knew? Who knew? But that's an overall update on everyone. Sutton is doing amazing. he's climbing, he's all over the place. He does have like the weird like bow-leggedness that Oakland does. And Oakland has been, we've sent him to like the #1 hospital, and they they looked at his legs and said his legs were fine. But then when we went to Colorado for Sutton, they were like, so there's like a little bit of a family history with like the flat-footedness, the bow-leggedness, and this and that. So they thought maybe it was rickets. I was like, the rickets? Like, is that a thing? I'm like, isn't the rickets like when you're like not outside, or like a vitamin D issue? Because we like live outside. Like, we are outside all the time. I don't think that's a thing. So I had all 4 boys tested. They were completely fine. So now they want to look at the hips. Our OT and PT, the 2 younger boys see OT and PT because of their legs. They think, and the Colorado team thinks that it's their hips, and it probably contributed to like the flat-footedness of my 2 oldest kids, who are like, I actually brought Kason to the doctor, and I was like, yo, he broken. Like, he not right. I don't know what is going on, but he's got like a weird thumb, and I didn't notice it until he pointed it out like a year ago. It's like a baracted pterodactyl thumb is what it's called. I don't know. It's a shorter thumb. It's shorter, it's wider. It looks like Joel's fingers. And I'm like, Joel, what did you do to our kids? Like, what genetic crap did you do to our kids? Kason and Payson are fighting on the trampoline, and I can't tell if they're playing or not. They're smiling, but those 2 do not get along. So I'm kind of scared. They're laughing, but I'm scared. I'm scared for them. They're laughing. Okay. Y'all, if you're ever curious, no, my kids do not all get along. No, they do not all like each other. And in short, it's Kason and Payson. They've never gotten along. Anyways, he's severely flat-footed, and his feet like roll inwards, and his ankles are weird because they roll in. And Jacelyn's super flat-footed, and she walks with like her feet turned. And it's a mess. It's a mess. So we're still awaiting that testing. Emerson's still got nosebleeds, like it's constant. So she's seeing an ENT, and we're trying like this special cream for like a certain amount of time, and then we go back because she's bleeding from both sides of her nose all the time, and they can't cauterize it, or it would like, I guess, eat through like the middle, like the septum or whatever. So we're trying to like figure out, what do we do about her nose? She does not have any blood clotting issues. We checked all that too. We don't know what's up with it, but she's just, Joel says he was like that as a kid. He's not like that as an adult. We'll see. It's not allergies. We don't know what's causing it. We do know that like several years ago, she tripped getting out of the vehicle and face planted the concrete. And ever since, it's just nosebleeds all the time. Wakes up in the middle of the night, it's a nosebleed. I hope nobody ever takes a black light to our old house, because it's probably covered in, yeah, looks like a bloodbath, I'm sure, because the kid bled all over the place. Anyways, yeah, so Sutton's doing great. His speech is still behind. We got back his testing. They like tested his IQ and his physical capabilities and things like that. He is on par with his peers. Holy crap, my kid almost just flew out the trampoline. Oh my God. Can you see that net? Do you see that net? My kid just went over the top of that net. Okay, hold on. I gotta tell them no. 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 All done. No. They're like, but why, Mom? Why? No. Like, I don't want my kids to die. Hello? Like, stay safe, please. They're gonna come inside and ask. Please don't do that. That was so scary. What? I'm glad you're okay. She almost flew over the top of the trampoline. Don't what me? That's not funny.
It was good. I liked it.
She said it was fun. We do that all the time.
No. She was seriously like several feet taller than the net of the trampoline. Not funny. Go.
It's really funny.
It's not. Go outside.
Don't launch me that high.
No launching. Don't. No. Jason's like, what? What is wrong? Yeah. They're crazy. I don't like want to interrupt because it's like the one time those two are getting along, but like, can we keep it that way? Because we're both still alive at the end of jumping on the trampoline. This is why I have to sit here and watch them. So his, he's on par with his peers. There are certain things where like he's within the normal, but he's at the bottom of the normal. So all the way across the board, it's normal minus the expressive, no, I take that back. His expressive language was within normal, but his receptive language was below the normal range, which is odd because I feel like that day of testing, it was not real. Because his receptive language is amazing. His expressive language is not. And if you go over to my Instagram, you can see like he tries, and it's like that whole speech apraxia situation where it's like he's trying. You can see him attentively. He will like watch your mouth and he tries. You can see him trying to put it mama, but he can't figure out how to get his mouth to do what he's seeing, if that makes sense. So he tries, and he gets so excited when he gets like even halfway there, and it's adorable and it's cute. And he's the best little boy. He's curly haired like Jason, but he looks just like Emerson, and he's a joy. We are so blessed to have him, and I do hope that one day he chooses to share his medical diagnosis, because there is such a high percentage of babies who are aborted with that diagnosis simply because of the diagnosis. And I can understand, because after I got it and I was researching, I was like, what the holy hell is gonna happen? Like, what is in my future? Like, obviously abortion is not for us. So that was completely off the table. It was never anything that we would ever consider under any circumstance. But I was just like, oh my gosh, like as an 8th baby and a big family and kids close in age, like just all the worst case scenario things, like, am I capable of doing this? Is my baby going to be okay, etc. But a year into raising this little boy, it's nothing like Google. It is absolutely nothing like Google. And I'm gonna get emotional. It hurts to know how many families were in the same position we were in, and then because of what they saw, they were like, oh gosh, like I can't do this, I don't want to do this, whatever the case may be, and then they chose abortion. And you know, I just don't know that every single person out there that chose abortion would have still chose abortion had they known what life with a child like him is really like. Because I know I wouldn't have freaked out as much as I did internally. Had I known, I wouldn't have worried so much. What's up, bud?
Can you call me in when the timer's set? I'm setting a timer because we're taking turns.
That's fine. That's
just
fine.
Knock on the window, just repeatedly knock. Alexa, set 5-minute timer.
Then you've got this kid who's just a pain in the ass. He didn't hear me, or he didn't, he just walked out. Teenagers are fun, guys. They're fun. So that's my life update. I did see a comment earlier about what's up with your content, and it's lazy. Is that like a definition? It's just lazy. I do hope though that y'all stay tuned for what's to come, because we will do a house reveal, a house update. We are doing a family closet that I am really excited to show y'all. The progress has been on TikTok and Instagram and all, as well as like the YouTube shorts. We're still in the middle of it. We are not done. I will show you all of it when we get there. We just made another trip back to IKEA yesterday. It's a process. It's a process. So yeah, so stay tuned. I actually have a box over there by my front door. Do you see that box? that box is one of these things that I'm like so excited about. It's my beddies. If you don't know what beddies are, go check them out. They are like bed ease because it makes your life tremendously easier. And speaking of Sutton, with the chromosomal, his physical capabilities, his muscle tone, and then Oakland, which I didn't really touch base on a whole lot. We're fairly certain he's autistic. We're waiting the diagnosis, the testing. It's we're on a waiting list. We've been on a waiting list for over a year. It's been a long time. But he has some delays, and yeah, it's outside of my capabilities. So I hate that I'm not capable of helping him all on my own. That's just like a me thing, but I am excited to get this testing done and get him whatever help he needs that will also help me help him, because I'm at a loss. But that box is going to greatly contribute to his life, my life, and Sutton's life, because it's essentially a bed. It's like, you know, like those bed in a box or bed in a bag situations. There you go. It's bed in a bag. It's the whole like system like goes on the mattress. So you don't have to like make your bed. All you do is zip it up and it's like made. So it's like a really luxury, glamorous looking, I don't even want to say sleeping bag, because it's not even that, because it has sheets and it has a comforter, and it's got, you'll have to look it up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up, because I'm not doing it justice. But he loves being, Oakland loves being independent, and he does not like other people doing things for him, and neither does Sutton. But realistically, there are things that they cannot do, and this will give them that freedom, and it will help build that confidence. And all the kids are getting buddies, not just those two, but all the kids are going to get buddies. And that's just a me sanity and a Joel sanity. We are tired of nobody having time to like make their beds, and it's not their fault. Like, we're busy. We are so busy. But the ability to just zip it and go out the door will make everybody's life so much easier. So that's what that box is. We're waiting on our beds to come in on the 12th for the boys' room. Furniture, the rest of the furniture will be ordered this Thursday. Some of it is already on its way. Some of it's upstairs and it hasn't been built. It's a lot going on. So stay tuned for more lifelong updates. And if I forgot anything, just let me know and I'll do another update sometime soon. My arm's gonna fall off now. So I will see y'all later.